right now we're reeling from this, but Rob Dew is the only one of 3 Photoshop people we've got on staff that wants to be on camera. Rob, let's go ahead and get to this document.
Right. Okay, first thing what we're going to do, here's the article on InfoWars. Obama birth certificate raises as many questions as it answers by Paul Joseph Watson. He's got the birth certificate. You scroll down to the bottom of the article, the whitehouse.gov, Obama's long-form birth certificate, whitehouse.gov. So we're going to click on that. Here's what everybody's been looking at today. Here's the document. We're going to save this into a folder called Obama Birth right here. Nothing in here, and here it says birth certificate long form. So we're going to save it.
And by the way, I was hoping that this was real today, and we didn't even start looking at it. I'm sick of this issue. People ask me to cover it and look at it. We know they've been covering up his records. They've spent millions of dollars blocking lawsuits about this. Why didn't they just release it? If we go back 2.5 years ago, they released the receipt of the live birth, not the birth certificate, and told everybody this was it, and it was a birth certificate, and no long form existed, and you were a conspiracy theorist if you said something else existed. Now they've released this, so remember that lie. And then Rob and others in the office, all the Photoshop people, all the video editors, including folks with degrees from universities in this, came to me and they said, my God, this is totally fake. Then they went and checked the big Photoshop sites, as I said, and they're all saying this is fake. But it's so fake that it boggles the mind. I'm sorry to interrupt. I mean, Rob,
It's crazy.
It would take 10 hours to go over everything. I mean, the letters don't match. The layers of the signatures go over the green background. Again, it's like they wanted to be caught. This is 100% altered in so many ways it'll make your head spin. I'm sorry, go over.
All right. Now, if you have a copy of Adobe Illustrator, you open that up. So now we're in Illustrator. You can see up at the top here. We're going to open this really quick. Here we are in Illustrator, and you can see already that there's little layers, but you can't, it moves everything in one layer, okay? So there, I'm gonna go back, put it back here. Now watch this, I'm gonna click onto it, right click to release clipping mask. This is what everybody's been doing. So now, everything has been all the layers have been broken apart. So we'll just grab this layer real quick, and we're gonna cut.
And this is like in a Photoshop file. You can see what was moved before and what they altered, and you can see that these things were cut in here. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So here we are, I'm gonna cut this layer, boom. And now we're gonna add it to a different layer on top of that other layer. And now you can see this is a completely different layer, and there's even a missing number on this when you bring this back in. Let me bring that back up.
So there's a ghost. There's a ghost.
Yeah, so this one was here originally, but then they added these numbers, it looks like. Watch the signature here. Part of the signature's there and part of it's not. They add something down here to ukulele, which is who's supposed to be the local registrar. They add the numbers 1 here and over here. There's a 3 and a 1 added. You can just see by turning it on and off. You know, there's different letters all over this that have been added into it. So there's
I'm a layman, but for years watching people in the office work in Photoshop, myself learning how to use it, they didn't flatten it.
Exactly.
They left it in the layers, but what's crazier is you can say, well, that was just a mistake or some computer glitch. The numbers they've added don't even match or look the same when you blow them up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is insane. They're modern computer numbers, not some 1960s typewriter.
Yeah, you could easily see that.
I'm going to be honest, folks. This is beyond me, because I've had 3 different Photoshop experts in my office look at this. I go to big mainline, non-political Photoshop sites. They're freaking out over this. And this is not just the fact that it's in layers and been altered. It's all fake, and the numbers don't even match, and all this stuff's been added. Our government is insane. I mean, what is this? What is the point?
On April 27th, 2011, Barack Obama called a press conference to show the world a certified copy of his long-form birth certificate. In keeping with his campaign promise to run a completely transparent administration, cameras were not allowed, the president did not take questions on the matter, and the actual certified copy that he received from Hawaii was not put on display. However, the media was given this poor quality photocopy, and what we were told was a scan of his certified long-form birth certificate was posted on the official White House website. But apparently the no looking, no touching, no taking a picture rule did not apply to Savannah Guthrie of NBC News, who filed this report.
Well, Brian, I was actually given an opportunity to look at this birth certificate today. I felt the raised seal. I saw the names, the date, the place of birth, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Miss Guthrie also sent out a tweet boasting that she had felt the raised seal and had snapped a picture of the certified copy of Barack Obama's long-form birth certificate. This is the picture that Miss Guthrie took of the full document. It is very important to note that the certified copy Miss Guthrie photographed is also the same certified copy that was used to make the scanned image posted at whitehouse.gov. We know this because the hand-placed date stamp and the hand-placed registrar's seal line up perfectly on both documents. So, we shouldn't have anything hidden behind a clipping mask on the White House scanned image that was not on the Guthrie photo to begin with. When we open the image posted at whitehouse.gov inside of Adobe Illustrator, at first everything looks as it should. When the clipping mask is shut off, however, we find hand-drawn markings that were not on the certified long form photographed by Savannah Guthrie. Let's zoom in on this. Please note that the markings look very similar to the vital statistics coding in box 12A. As we look around the document, we immediately notice that whoever coded it had a habit of leaving their loops open, which suggests that the markings in the lower right-hand portion of the document, hidden behind the clipping mask, might have been made by the same person who coded the document. One last point. The handwritten markings are not the only thing that appear behind the clipping mask. When we turn the clipping mask on and off, we see additional background pattern as well. Our conclusion? The PDF file posted on the official White House website could not have been made by scanning in the long-form birth certificate photographed by Savannah Guthrie.
Unless the typewriter used to type Barack Obama's purported Hawaiian certificate of live birth in 1961 was magically capable of producing different size and shaped images with the exact same key, the document released by the White House April 27th is a forgery, says a professional typographer with 50 years experience. Retired New York City typographer Paul Erie says, steel-stamped letters do not expand to larger sizes and morph into different styles of type. It would be impossible for the different letters that appear in the Obama birth certificate to have been typed by one typewriter, Erie says. These are irrefutable proofs of forgery, the expert says. His newest analysis suggests that the document was assembled from images of letters or words taken from other documents. He says, quote, "To get his letters, the forger must have understood that he needed to copy the old typewriter styles. So the forger probably scanned a bunch of old birth certificates without realizing that the letters in the old files were from different typewriter styles. That's why the letters in the forged document do not match each other." Here is an exhibit that displays every typewritten letter in the Obama birth certificate. Each one is numbered for reference. Here is a chart showing the pairs of letters and numbers that are markedly different on the birth certificate, yet supposedly typed with the very same typewriter at the very same time in 1961. Following are some close-ups of the letters for your personal examination.